Welcome to a solo video. Get it? I'm on my own making a video. It's solo in solo lane. I know, it's a terrible joke. But King Arthur, the king of Season 6, King Arthur's Revenge, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. King Arthur has been running rampant for the longest period of time, but now he's somewhat settled in and people have worked out he's very difficult to play. And most people really can't play him. They've also worked out how to play against him, and they've stopped banning him in ranked. So there you go. I've made a choice here of rushing the shield. It's honestly up to you. Personally, I would recommend going health chalice and then health potions. The reason for this is very, very simple. King Arthur's early game is not good. In fact, until he gets to about level 5, 7, his clearing ability and his safetyness is very low. So you need to be careful. And here I'm just playing with Hercules, trying to work out how good this Hercules is.
From you I can sense a familiar malice.
And the typical thing in solo lane is to basically try and play mind games. So here I'm trying to work out what ability Hercules has. And I'm also trying to position myself in a way which will basically not throw me into the tower. As you can see that I back up instead of actually going and clearing the wave. I'm trying to poke Hercules, but not fight him. Because Hercules has a superior early game to me, and he is very much a threat. If that Hercules was good, he could probably kill me. So I'm not going to give him a chance to kill me, I'm just going to play it safe. Although you will see, I do make a couple mistakes in this gameplay, which is why I'm showing it with you, because it's good to watch back your gameplay, and I don't play solo lane that much, so yeah. I understand that Hercules is not good, and when I say that I mean Hercules as a player is not good. And here, missing abilities already, because it wouldn't be a video if you didn't show off your missing abilities. And yes, it confirms what I was thinking. He got the driving strike first, and yes, he is going to somewhat bully me. This is where health chalice and health pots will be amazing, but it doesn't really matter because this guy's just not great. So yeah. The good news is King Arthur has so much mobility it makes him quite difficult for Hercules to deal with, because you can just like dodge, dive, dodge, dive, dodge, 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 dodge. And here, very, very big mistake on my part. I should honestly be dead there. The fact I'm not dead says more about this Hercules player, but you know. So, simply put, King Arthur versus Hercules is a game about cat and mouse somewhat. I want to try and avoid his driving strike as well as his knock-up, and I'm just going to like hit him now and again but not fight him. My main goal is basically just to poke him a bit,
Even a god cannot stand between a
and that's really it. I just want to play it safe until I get Glad Shield. Once I get Glad Shield I can somewhat trade more, but until then trading really isn't going to go in my favor, or it shouldn't do. And that's why I'm going to play it like this. So, yeah. And unfortunately, there's not really much to say here. I'm just waiting to get enough gold for my blue buff. Well, not my blue buff, but my Glad Shield. Why do I say blue buff? Because I'm walking to blue buff. Okay, so. It's time to do some fancy editing, I think. Well, not really fancy, just, you know. And here's something you don't see very often, which is me critiquing my own gameplay. So at first glance this looks rather reckless, and quite frankly it is. This is me being extremely reckless because I think the Hercules is not a very good player, and I don't think he's going to kill me, and I think I can out-trade him. And there's a massive mistake where I basically just walked up to the minion wave and it was a free dash for Hercules. So let's break down that fight, shall we? And explain why I took that fight when it's quite reckless and honestly quite bad. So here, the minion wave is not cleared, I'm tanking it, and I'm taking a lot of damage. I also don't have that much health inherently or that much mana. I know the Bacchosaur is coming over based on his rotation and based on his pathing. I can see it clearly on the minimap, which is what I'm watching right now. He's going straight to me. He's coming to help me. I know that. So what do I decide to do? Well, pretty much just keep fighting and keep hitting Hercules. And here, I make a massive misplay. I walk too far up towards the Hercules and the Bacchus at the same time. What I should have done is I should have forced the Hercules to make a choice. Does he want to hit me, get the kill, or does he want to hit the Bacchus? If you were being critical about my gameplay, that is a massive mistake, and that's me being extremely greedy and reckless. We don't play perfectly all the time, but these are the sort of little things which you will see if you watch your own gameplay that you will do. It's small split-second decisions like that that make or break a game. So King Arthur is a character which will outtrade a significant amount of solo laners once he gets Glad Shield online. There are a couple counter matchups that do exist, but there's not many. The majority of warriors honestly don't do very well into King Arthur. It's mainly mages that do really good into him, and that's because they can just sustain. That said though, if you can bully him early game, if you can make sure that his Glad Shield shenanigans don't happen, so basically you build anti-heal, he is significantly worse. That said though, he is still a very strong character.
An ally has enemy missing left.
I've included this clip because this Hercules is doing the right thing. Instead of fighting me in lane, he is actually proxying the wave, which is actually quite smart because he does not win. I've already outtraded him, I've already killed him a couple times. I've pretty much forced him back, and here he is doing the smart thing, which is pretty much what solo lane turns into at this stage of the game, and that is you proxy the wave, you then go and do something else, you proxy the wave, you then go and do something else, and then you start to rotate. Unfortunately, he doesn't get punished for it.
What a waste.
So this clip is very simple. It's me executing a plan. I want to get that tower. So the way in which I'm going to get that tower, because nothing is really up at the moment, is I'm going to clear the minion wave. I'm going to clear the next minion wave. And then going to go for his blue buff. That's literally the plan. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not going to fight him unless he decides to fight me. I'm just going to try and clear the wave. Unfortunately for him, as I mentioned earlier, he's just going to get out-traded into this matchup, and he decides to fight me. So what I'm going to do here is pretty much force him to make a choice between the tower or me. And here I'm just trying to use my mobility to try and dodge, and that's it. This clip is very similar to the previous clip, in the fact I'm just going to use my mobility instead of a kill for my jungler. I'll be honest with you, I don't understand why the Merlin came over, but it happened. So originally for this team fight, my plan was rather simple. I wanted to attack the Ula, but unfortunately I had to change my plan and turn back around and help my teammates. That's what I do here. We do trade 1-for-1. Unfortunately, looking at the minimap, I can see that my Bacchus has been soloed pretty much, but he is very low, which now means we have a 2-for-2. That team fight honestly should have went our way, but it didn't. And here, another team fight, very similar situation. I have two people in front of me. I'm keeping too busy. I'm not using my entire kit on him. Although now I will, because I want to confirm the kill and I thought he was going to get away. And then immediately I turn back around and I start to fight with my team. This is pretty much how you're meant to play solo lane. You're not meant to just dive people randomly, you're meant to look for a key target.
On my way.
So what do I mean by the right target? Well, I mean the mid laner, the carry, and the jungler. Those are the people you want to be looking for. You want to be harassing them. Depending on your character, diving them safely. You just want to try and get relics and set up your team. You then want to turn around and peel for people, which is what I've done here, although I'm pretty slow. This is a good example here of my team overstaying and honestly me being really slow. Just watch.
Just a moment of
perish like ally has been slain.
How humiliating.
So here is another team fight. This one is the result of me pushing up left lane. I want to get the Phoenix. I know the Phoenix is going to be spawned soon. Unfortunately, my teammate gets picked in the jungle. And unfortunately, the pursuing team fight is an absolute mess with cleanup required from the solo lane. That's pretty much what happens there. Unfortunately, Baka is being chased down. There's not really much we can do about it. This is the aftermath of that team fight. We've managed to get the Phoenix. I'm up here with the RTO. I don't know why the RTO is up here. My goal is basically just to harass the Ula. I'm like, oh, hello, Ula. And then the rest of their team arrives. This then turns into... I'm trying to not die. And then I'm looking for an opportunity now. So I'm here. I'm just playing with like 3 people in front of me. And I'm like, hold on a minute, the Ula's here. And the Ula has not jumped. He's low. Let's go for him. The rest of my team then turns up and it turns sideways quite quickly for them. Here, missing the ultimate. The reason why I'm able to survive that, and the reason why I'm able to sustain, is because the other team don't have any anti-heal and I have Male Renewal and Glad Shield. I'm just gonna say now, if people go Male Renewal and Glad Shield and they play King Arthur, for the love of God, please build anti-heal. Because otherwise you're just letting people do whatever the hell they want. Unfortunately, we don't exactly have the best objective push or shred because we don't have anybody with range abilities that do basics really quickly. So we have 2 mages that do a lot of burst and that's it. And the game is now pretty much over. There's honestly not much to say. This is going to turn into let's pick people off one by one. Let's just apply pressure across the map. We've got 2 Phoenixes. Pretty much, it's going to be a 3rd one soon. And yeah, this is not like going great for them. So, thank you for watching. See you again next time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah. Bye for now.
An enemy has been slain.